Peace and blessings. Greetings, everyone. This is the Reverend and High Priestess Tamar Aziz Serwa, pioneer of the womb sauna. And it's just always a pleasure for me when I get to hop on Google Hangout and just kick it with you. And it's the weekend right before my birthday, so I'm feeling extra special this weekend, celebrating my life and all that I am blessed to live. And so many of you are prepared for our conversation tonight. We are hanging out on the focus, you are the missing piece to your puzzle. Yes, I am going to be talking to you tonight about how you can stop looking outside of yourself for the answer to whatever it is you're trying to address, whether that's your healing, whether that is your insecurities, your fears, your financial abundance, no matter what it is that you're facing, I can guarantee you that what you need to get to the next level, what you need to go deeper within yourself is inside of you. Some of you need to hear that because you've been spending a lot of money on coaches and gurus and mentorship and all this different stuff, and you feel like you're spinning your wheels, and you're like, what is the next big thing I need to do? Learn to be. You need to learn to do less and be more so that you can literally live a life of your dreams because you're in love with yourself and you believe in yourself. So all of you know that I am doing these hangouts in preparation for August 11th to August 14th. Woo, that's Elevation Weekend. If you have not seen our information about Elevation Weekend, it is www.myelevationweekend.com. Say it with me, myelevationweekend.com. Again, myelevationweekend.com. Be excited because it's all about you. We are coming together for a 4-day healing experience where we will celebrate your elevation in some key areas. And yes, I'm going to take the time to line up for you ladies. Who's coming in to support you during this 4-day experience? I brought my notes because I didn't want to miss any key players in this weekend, but we're doing some featured workshops. There's a lot of things on the itinerary. So when you go to myelevationweekend.com, click the itinerary button, look at the things we have lined up for you. We have everything from yoga to qigong to meditation to rituals. We're going to be on 300 acres of sacred land, and we're going to be doing some rituals there together to set the tone for the weekend. We're actually doing a dark mother goddess ritual. It's going to be potent. So anyway, let me get to the featured speakers. We have Dr. Vicki Johnson, my sister from another mother. She's going to be doing a featured workshop on elevating your heart. She's written a fabulous book on how to stop being addicted to counterfeit love. Hello. Any of you know that you've been with Boo Boo the Fool and you seem to have a pattern with Boo Boo the Fool and you need to break that? Learn how to change your relationship dynamics. Stop settling because you don't believe you can have what you want. Yes, yes, yes. Dr. Vicki Johnson is going to be in the building. If you have not connected with her movement, she has a phenomenal movement around soul wealth, and she's so generous for the accomplishments, for the resume that this sister has. She is one of the most humble and authentic women you could ever know and appreciate. So she will be bringing that to you. Then we have my other sister who's doing a phenomenal movement based out of Baltimore, Maryland, Shauna Murray Brown, who is a licensed clinical social worker. She is bringing information to you ladies about elevating your mind. She's going to talk about how you can use Qigong for goddess womb wellness. Her resume too, this sister has accomplished so much and is helping our people, all people, with mental health from a mind, body, spiritual perspective. Game changer. And we've seen so many women Within the past couple of years, particularly Black entrepreneurial women commit suicide, get hit with serious depression, and all kinds of things. So the work she's doing is very important. So she has a movement called the Healer Sister Project. She's going to be in the building teaching you to elevate your mind. So we already got elevating your heart. Then you're going to elevate your mind. Then we have my personal, I'm going to just claim her because she's that bad. My personal acupuncturist, Dr. Angel Wood. Oh my gosh, she is a gift to the planet, y'all. I'm just telling you, you just need to know that this sister is a bad sister. She is, of course, an acupuncturist, but she is also a shaman. She is also a Chinese medicine doctor. And she is so genuine and generous with the wisdom and the gifts that she's been given that it's going to blow your mind. So she is talking about elevating your body. She's going to bring that Chinese medicine perspective to Elevation Weekend. Her workshop is focused on the power of the shamanic journey in acupuncture. So you're going to learn how using these tools in your body will literally clear out traumas, information, call in God in the areas of your body where you have illusions and trapped information. Oh my God. And that's just 3. Like, we haven't even got to the other sisters yet. So I'm so excited about it. So the next one we have is my good friend. Literally, she was my mentor. And that's where we started. We both were in that traditional, conventional Christian world. And I see y'all coming in on the Hangouts. Hey, I see your faces coming in. I see y'all are viewing. Welcome. I'm glad y'all are here. That is Dr. I know her as Pastor Dr. Dion Wood. And she has a movement. She also goes by I Am Miss Butterfly. And oh my God, just our history. I can just tell you our history is amazing. I remember seeing her on the pulpit preaching. Like, she has seen me go from Melinda to Tama, and I've seen her go from Pastor Deanna Wood to I Am Miss Butterfly. It's just an amazing gift. She's going to teach you how to elevate your magic. She's teaching on Feminology 101. She's going to teach you how to unlock your magic and the mystery of your honey pot. That's my shimmy. Can y'all see? My shimmy when we talk about the honey pot. So yes, Dr. Dion Wood is going to be in the building as well. All right.
Or, stream into it. Who knows these days?
I'm gonna just do some technical stuff to try to keep it on me. I see you, Cecile. Welcome, love. I see your beautiful face. All right, and then we have the Rev Coach Latanya Taylor. She is going to be speaking to you sisters who are coming out of that religious mindset into a broader spiritual experience. And she's going to teach you how to elevate your spirituality. She's going to teach you 12 steps to religious recovery and how you can stay the course and get out the box. Because I can promise you that the God you're walking with and serving is not in that box. And so what happens the day that you begin to experience your daily spiritual practice outside that box? You begin to live life at a whole different level. So she is going to be in the building. And then lastly, amazing, amazing sister, Ebony Adams, we connected. She's going to teach you how to elevate your self-identity. And let me tell you why this workshop is so important. You cannot heal if you don't know who you are. That's going to be part of our conversation tonight on how you're the missing piece of your puzzle. You cannot heal if you do not know who you are. And I'm not talking about your talents and your gifts and your accomplishments. I'm not talking about your thoughts, your feelings, or what you've been through. Behind all of that is the core of who you are. And if you don't know who or what that is and how to connect to it, you are not going to be able to live life whole, healthy, complete, and powerful. Self-identity, how you identify yourself, is paramount. So she's going to be teaching on that and teach you how to heal the ancestral maternal wounds through sacred movement. She has a movement in the Maryland area where she teaches women through the art of yoga how to change those ancestral patterns that have been embedded in you since you were in your mama's womb. You got grandma stuff, great grandma stuff, you got everybody's stuff. You thinking thoughts that aren't even your own. Somebody need to hear that because you think it's all you. There ain't nothing wrong with you. Some of that stuff is not yours. It's ancestral stuff that you're still learning how to clear out, to resolve, make peace with, and move forward with. So she is going to be bringing that workshop. So those are our featured workshops. In addition to that, Thursday is your day of rest. We are always working, so I'm not going to have you come to Elevation Weekend to work you. There's going to be some work to be done, but let me be very clear that the first thing you're going to do when you arrive is rest. You're going to take in nature. Every woman will have the opportunity to have her own private suite. None of them have televisions. Let's be clear that we are not there to do what we do at home. We are there to elevate, to learn, to rest. So that's what's going to take place on Thursday. Friday and Saturday are our workshop days. Friday evening is when we'll do our collective ritual. And I have a special sisterhood collective coming in to offer this ritual for us. And then Sunday, we're doing our Wellness Expo, where I am recruiting right now self-care specialists, Reiki practitioners, massage therapists, chiropractors, people who can help rejuvenate your body on your way home. So Sunday is our expo day. And those are our 4 days. So again, myelevationweekend.com. I see that some of you who are on tonight, you're listening, and you've already registered. So you're just like, yes, Tamer, get me ready. I already have my spot secure. I'm ready to get in there and do what I need to do. And I see y'all hopping on. Welcome, welcome. And some of you still have not secured your spot. Last year when we did the Transform Your Womb retreat, we last year when we did the Transform Your Womb retreat, we sold out. I had to turn women away. We were at capacity. Like literally, there's fire codes for these places, y'all, where I go. So for me, I would do billions of women, but if the facility can only hold a certain number, that's all we got. If this is resonating with your spirit, get over your fear. Get over the procrastination. I know sometimes investing in yourself can be scary. I'm going to talk about that tonight as well. But listen, if you don't believe in these principles of being abundant, being blessed, if the God that you serve cannot pay the bills, cannot give you what you need, and then some, we got to make some shifts tonight. Because you need to be rolling with some mojo that allows you to be able to do what you really desire to do in your life, so that you don't have any obstacles or limitations. That is my intention on these hangouts. That's the intention behind Elevation Weekend. I'm calling you higher. I'm calling you into action. So let's get ready for our conversation tonight. In preparation for the hangout, you should have a hair mirror. You should have some water, a small bowl of water. You should have some pen and paper because you're going to get some nuggets tonight. Anything that you want to social share through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything you want to put out on the internet about our conversation tonight, please use the hashtag heal everything and the hashtag elevate. Hashtag heal everything, hashtag elevate. Let the sisters and brothers who are connected to you online get some inspiration and empowerment from you as you get it tonight as well. All right, so could it be that you are the missing piece to your puzzle? Could it be? I know how attractive it is to see other people making powerful moves. We get inspired by that, right? I want you to live the kind of life where you are able to inspire yourself as well, that when you wake up, you're doing what you want to do with your life, what brings you joy, what brings you pleasure. That is important because, as I've been saying and teaching over and over again the past couple of months, desire is the seat of feminine power. I need you to know that you can have what you want in this life. And in order to obtain that, the formula is to go within. Now, when you connect with mentors, with coaches, with teachers, and I have all of that. Y'all hear me talk about my Baba, my spiritual father all the time. Elders, I hang around elders because I get so much wisdom from just listening to them and hanging out with them. And plus, they're at that stage in life where they don't care what nobody think. They say whatever's on their mind. And I love that free energy. I want that now. I don't want to wait 20 years, 30 years to get that. I want to live according to that transparency now. When you connect with those who are able to educate, all they're doing is activating what's already within you. They are being a mirror. That's it. And that's what I loved. Let me tell you right now, if you are being coached by someone or taught by someone who feels like without them and their role in your life, you can't move forward, drop them. I'll just tell you right now, that ain't what you want. And I said that on this Hangout tonight, I would share my personal story. I have known that I walk with God all my life. I was that kid at 2 years old. I was laying hands on folks. That's why I get a hookup on my Allstate car insurance till this day. My agent says she remembers me being 2 years old laying hands on her son and praying over him, and he got healed. So for me, my spiritual development, my awareness of who I am and walking in my gifts, that wasn't something I ever felt I needed outside of myself. I've always felt the presence of spirit, something bigger than me within my life. Now, growing up, you get told in different ways that you're not good enough. I think we all can relate to that. Whether it was in sports, whether you were bullied, whether it was somebody. For me, when it was time for me in my stage of life to consciously start exercising my spiritual gifts, here came the criticism. And the way the criticism came into my life was, who do you think you are? You don't get to do what God has gifted you to do without my permission or my guidance or my authority. Or in the Christian community, what they used to say, my covering. And I was humble enough and teachable enough that I asked questions. And I used to say, but wait, if I have a direct relationship with God, Bishop, why can't I express my gifts without your permission? If this is not a gift that you've given me, but a gift that God has given me, what is this experience you're asking me to have? And in that process, I learned a lot. And I remember the last pastor I had, and I've had people who've called me the devil. I've had people who have tried to curse me because I would not accept their covering. So when I tell you, that's extreme examples, y'all, but that's real life. Like, I've had that. And I began to study it because it was a pattern. As I was continuing to grow, I went from Seventh-day Adventist to non-denominational to organic church. And I remember taking 2 years off just walking with God, saying, I am continuing to hit a glass ceiling in my spiritual growth. And I don't understand why, no matter where I go, I don't feel like I fit. Can you just put your hand up on the Hangout and say, oh my God, Tamar, I know what that feeling is like. You go to different churches, you go to all these different communities, meditation circles, whatever you're into, and you get to a point where you begin to just say, I don't feel like I fit in any of these boxes. That's probably because you don't. You are like the creator, the spirit, the bigger piece of you that you serve and believe in. You can't fit in these boxes. So why try? Blow the box up. You don't need it. But it took me years to learn that and to even have the courage to do that because I was so programmed to learn how to be myself a certain way. There was this script, this unspoken rule that you need a mentor, you need this, you need that to be able to do it. And as long as I was looking for it, I was attracting the wrong things. When I began to pay attention to what was placed inside of me from spirit, then I began to attract key players in my life who helped me learn what I needed to learn about myself. So some of you need to get up off of Google, trying to Google mentor for entrepreneurship and all that. No. Can you just be still and go within and trust that what you were born with is more than enough for you to lay the foundation for wealth, for courage, for self-confidence. Stop looking outside of yourself. You are the missing piece to the puzzle. It's in you. I remember when I was big on I would hang around a lot of prophets, right? And people would come and they would be like, "We got a prophetic word for you from God." And I could always tell the difference. When it was truly from God, it was not anything I didn't already feel in my spirit. But when it wasn't, honey, it was so far left that I was like, you need to go back and talk to God because that was not for me. And God would also tell people how to reach me. So you'll find some of you in your experiences with trying to call other people into your process that the way some people talk to you, you're like, nah, you can't be my coach. Can't be my teacher talking to me like that. Because if you was truly hearing from spirit, you would know how to reach my heart. Right? I'm saying this to you so that you don't think that you are the problem. I don't live anymore in that value system of right or wrong. My truth every day is that everything I experience in my life will serve me well. So that takes the anxiety and pressure out of the decisions I have to make. Because I used to be like, well, what's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do? Now I'm like, what do you want to do today? And I learned some amazing things about life living according to that value system. You need to free yourself and stop putting that frequency out into the world that I don't trust myself, I don't believe in myself, I don't know who I am, because you become a big red target for people who will come in with their egos, with their insecurities, to come into your life to fill a void. And you appreciate it at first because your insecurities are so loud. You think it's a blessing. Oh, I thank God that person came in, and without them I wouldn't be where I am. I get it. I'm deeply grateful for every master teacher that has showed up in my life. The ones that cussed me out and told me I was the devil, and the ones who told me I'm the baddest chick on the planet. I love it all. I take everything. And I add gratitude to it. But I can tell you that my experiences changed when I began to look within myself. And I began doing that through isolation. I know some people don't like that word, but what is so wrong with you that you don't like alone time with yourself? You got to get to be with you. Sometimes you need to get the other messages out. I'm going to share with y'all this joke. I share with my mom. My mom gets up like 4 o'clock in the morning to pray, and I hear her on one prayer call, and she leaves that one and she gets on another prayer call, right? And then when she turns on the TV, it's all gospel sermons and messages. Then when we get in the car, she got to turn on the gospel station that has more sermons. And I looked at my mom, and we laugh about it so much to this day. I said, Mom, what you're not going to do, that's my line these days, what you're not going to do is hoard Jesus, okay? I'm going to need you to balance, because if you're praying 12 hours a day, I'm going to need you to be levitating around my house with your hair blowing with no wind, okay? I'm going to need that arthritis to be gone if you can pray 12 hours a day. And we just laughed, right? But I said, but then we had a real moment too. And my mom said, you know, I didn't even realize I was crowding so much information into my life. When you are centered within yourself, you don't need as much noise. You will hear God the loudest in the stillness. You will hear God the loudest in the stillness. You will get some clarity in those moments just being by yourself that you may not get sitting up in a pew, sitting up in a sister circle somewhere. There are moments, breakthroughs that happen in the stillness, in the silence. One of my favorite things to say is, Life is most profound in the silence. How are you going to hear your own voice if you're constantly taking in everybody else's stuff? YouTube is a gift. Y'all are going to be able to see this recording through YouTube, right? But really, let's be honest. What are you doing with the majority of your time? Is it committed to you or somebody else? Because where the energy goes, the power flows. Some of us have been conditioned to be overgivers. Some of us have been conditioned to feel guilty about putting ourselves first all the time unapologetically. Well, if you are the missing piece to your puzzle and you're leasing so much of yourself, your creativity, your energy, your life, and your time to everybody else, you keep dividing that up. What's left for you? And I want to talk to my leaders, my light workers, my sisters who are on the stages, and you're out here serving and you got your wellness centers and all of that. You're out here coaching folks. What is left for you? Don't you know that there is abundance in being good to yourself? That is the formula. That's the foundation. Because there were certain blessings. When I got still, when I took them 2 years, just me and God, breaking up old value systems I grew up with that no longer fit. And I took myself out of that box, blew it up into pieces, literally. I was running a nonprofit ministry called Choice Ministries that was servicing people throughout the world, doing conferences, all of that. I laid it all down. I didn't care. Dissolved the whole organization. Took 2 years, me and God. Was traveling the world singing and preaching, didn't care. I didn't care what it looked like. I didn't care who understood it. I knew I was tired of going to church week after week, sitting down, eating a plate of food that I couldn't digest. It was not feeding my spirit. I had had enough. I was tired of picking, you know how they say, we'll eat the meat and leave the bones? I'm the type of person who likes to eat what's on everything that's on my plate. And if I can't enjoy it, then I decide to go eat somewhere where I can enjoy what's on my plate. I got tired of siphoning and sifting through all of these different layers of messages and information that was constantly coming that I couldn't resonate with anymore. And it was the scariest thing I had done in my spiritual process at that time. I didn't have anybody who was trying to do it with me either. So that made it even more scary because I couldn't at least say, well, at least it's me and this person. It's me and... No. I remember the day that I said enough. I'm going to take this hammer and break this glass ceiling that I keep hitting. And I want to see what's on the other side of it. So I remember in the stillness, in the quiet with spirit, messages would come about how I was socializing, how I was trying to educate myself. And everything I was doing at that time in my life was externally based. And God would just whisper to me, but you are my temple. I'm in you. Why do you keep going outside of yourself? What are you looking for that you don't think you can find within you? And the more I began to hear that message, I learned, and I'm telling you, it took years for me. It may not take that for you. Y'all come to Elevation Weekend, we break this stuff up real quick. I'm putting stuff in place to load y'all up with all the tools you need to get the shortcut. But for me, it took me years. It took me looking at how I socialized and realizing that there were certain blessings that my ancestors were trying to bring into my life, but because I had tied my life up with so many other people and their energies and their movements and all of that, my ancestors was like, we got to wait till she lighten that load. Because the blessings we have for her ain't for all them other folks tied up in her life. And she doesn't see it yet. And as soon as I began to unload and go deeper within, stuff started dropping in my lap. Literally. Money, cars, relationships, connections. There's some people who are watching your movement right now. I want to speak to my entrepreneurs. There's some people who are watching your movement right now who want to bless you, but they see who you connect yourself to. And so they say, oh, I was getting ready to drop something, but there's certain blessings that are just for you. This is why I tell my students, when they graduate from my womb sauna practitioner training, take a year and just move in your own ashe, your own creativity, for two reasons. To see what you're made out of, to see what you can produce in your own resources, your own creativity, your own way of being, before you start collaborating with everybody and everything. And what that prevents as well is unhealthy collaborations. You show up to the table with more than the other person, or vice versa, and somebody at the end of the day feels like they're giving more than they needed to. But if you take time to know yourself, what you can produce, how you can move in your own creativity and ashe, when you come to the table, you know exactly what you're bringing. And you don't place unhealthy burdens on the partner you want to collaborate with. These are important principles. We got to learn how to start living from within and stop being so terrified of what's within us. When you go within, you're going to see some things you love about yourself. You're going to see some things that you don't like. But that's where growth occurs, in the recognition. Because the first step to change is awareness. And if you're not spending time going within and taking inventory of what is within you, you have no idea who you're dealing with. But you wake up with her every day. Inside of you is untapped power. You are the embodiment of God on this planet. I want somebody to hear that and really sit with that and take in the power of that. You are the embodiment of God on this planet. And so if you want to know what God's will is for you, or what it is you're here to do and be, and what is the purpose for your life, I'm telling you, you get to choose, because you're sovereign in your life. So if you're not happy with the life that you're living, you should do something about it. You should take action, because you are choosing the lifestyle you're living every day, whether you're doing it at a conscious level or a subconscious level. You are the missing piece to your puzzle. I had a client tell me once, I don't have time to be good to myself and do self-care. And I asked her, I said, well, who makes your schedule? She got quiet. She said, well, I do. Your time is your life force energy, my loves. So what you decide to do with it is your choice. And you have the opportunity any given day to make some new decisions. What are you running from within yourself that you would live a lifestyle? You would go and create a lifestyle, set things up in such a way that you're last on your list. I know some of you think your boss did that to you. Your mama set you up for that. Daddy set you up. No, 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 no. I understand you've been through a lot, but you are more powerful than what you've been through. And just take a deep breath as I say this. You did it to yourself. That's how my Baba talks to me. He's a straight shooter. You did it to yourself. And you can do some new things whenever you're ready. You don't have to keep doing it to yourself. If you want a different life, it is yours to have. But in order to create it, you got to go within. There's different ways of doing that. You can do it through prayer. Just prayer for me is conversation. You can do it through prayer. You can do it through meditation. And with meditation, you will find that there'll be some thoughts in your head that you may not want to think. You don't have to be in control of your thoughts. You don't have to try to manage everything that's running through your mind. Become the observer. Sit back and say, "Oh, girl, you're interested," and laugh. That's what I do. And let it pass. The mind is like the heart. The way your heart experiences different emotions, so does your mind. You're supposed to have different thoughts. We live in a universe of polarity. We wouldn't appreciate the sunshine without the rain. We wouldn't understand courage without fear. We wouldn't understand positivity without negativity. The mind is a filter. It's going to filter different thoughts. You don't have to react and respond or even try to manage them. You just want to be aware of what's within you. And you want to nurture the things that take you to the next level. So the thoughts that, when you're in meditation, when those thoughts come that you feel are negative, just let them pass. And continue to just stay present with the moment. We tend to obsess about our past and recycle through that, or obsess about the future, but the only place where you have power is in the present moment. So meditation is a tool to help you become fully present with that. Sacred movement is another tool. So we got prayer, we have meditation, and sacred movement. I put up another YouTube clip today quoting Brene Brown. I'm going to share that quote here on the Hangout tonight as well. I was listening to her interview on Super Soul Sunday about her, I think it was her last book, Rising Strong, or Bravely, something like that. I think it's Rising Strong. But anyway, she said something so profound about your bodies, ladies. Your body is always keeping score, and your body will always win. See, every cell and organ, bone, everything within your body, your physical matter, is eavesdropping on your consciousness and being obedient to your self-perception. Some of you need to write that down somewhere where you can retain that. All right, that's important, because you've been trying to figure out, what do I need to do to heal this body? You need to change the story you're telling about your body in your life, because your body is simply being obedient to what you're thinking and feeling about yourself. And that information goes in your body. And I'm mindful enough to know that there are things, terrible things, cancer, all kinds of stuff that shows up for us. And I'm not saying you're at fault for those things. I actually teach that some of us have signed up. I believe before we get in our mother's wombs, we are in the ethers with God, and we sign up for the lives we live and the lessons we need to come here and learn. And some of us have chosen to have some really intense experiences in our bodies. I think so we can learn that it won't break us, that you can still come here and deal with very intense ailments, diseases, and still have joy, still have peace, still smile every day, still be abundant, still be whole, and not be defined by the diagnosis. Everything within you is being obedient to what you believe about yourself. Your bank account is a reflection of what you believe about yourself. Your wardrobe, how you keep your space, is evidence of what you believe about yourself. Yes, my love, you are the missing piece to your puzzle. If you want to heal, if you want to get to the next level, you have to become action-oriented about self-care. You cannot get the information and not do anything with it. And we are in a vibrational year where the masks are coming off. If y'all didn't hear that clip I put up on YouTube earlier today about the massive reset, yeah, all your stuff in the back of the closet collecting dust and cobwebs is being swept to the forefront. You keep praying and asking for a breakthrough and blessings and the next level and elevation and all this stuff. Okay. With that comes transparency. With that comes authenticity. And you don't want the bigger stage or platform before you've taken time to connect with the core of who you are. You don't want the world to see your stuff before you do. You want to be like, oh, I know what my stuff is and I know what I'm doing to address it. You don't want to have to get fame and more exposure. You don't want to be in the marketplace with the reputation of she's so aggressive and you can't work with her. and you don't even know that you have aggression in you. You want to be so connected to yourself that every day you wake up, you actually truly genuinely love yourself and you are okay with you. And that is what you show up in the world in. You're okay with how you look, you're okay with how you feel, and you want to be constantly in the practice of knowing what to do with yourself. And the only way to know that is to spend quality time with yourself. So you can do that through prayer, you can do that through meditation, you can do that through sacred movement. One of my ways of doing that, as well as sleep, I create a sleep ritual. The same way my mama used to put me to bed, I put Tamer to bed. I shower or bathe. I light some incense that are very soothing and calming. I have my cup of tea. Depending on the type of day I had, I put on some music that will slow my brain down and allow me to enter into a rest. I was able to create that for myself because I took time to learn about what was within me and who I was dealing with. And I'm a goer. My work ethic is solid. I'm the type of person that will wake up 3 o'clock in the morning with a creative idea and bang it out in the day. So I have to be intentional about rest. I have to put that stuff on my calendar. I literally had to put on my calendar sleep from this time to this time. And I accept that about myself. See, when you get to a certain point of self-awareness, you begin to stop judging yourself and trying to live up to a standard you didn't even create for yourself. The standards and values I'm living according to are not external values. People who know me very well, my friends, will tell you that I don't give a damn what anybody else thinks. Even with them. I remember one of my good friends, she was trying to get me to understand something she was observing about me, and I'm so content with who I am that she was like, Dad, I'm just trying to. And I said, all right, I hear you. I'm just telling you. It is not my truth. And I'm okay with my truth. Doesn't mean I can't hear you. But that spirit of what I call evangelism is no longer a part of my experience. I don't need to convince you to align with my truth or perspective. I have so much respect for free will, like God does. God is like, I'm here whether you believe it or not. I'm present whether you acknowledge me or not. I'm God. Right? So I respect that. And all of us, you have your truths, I have my truths. And if we would all just learn to embrace our truths, we would not be harsh with ourselves. And here's the issue with self-judgment. When you want to judge yourself for that baby you made with Boo Boo the Fool, you want to judge yourself for that job you took when you knew it was time to birth your business, whatever it is, self-judgment always summons punishment. So when you're judging yourself and being harsh with yourself, I can also help you identify there's areas where you're punishing yourself because you feel like you've done something wrong. What happens the day you wake up declaring that I am, and I'm okay with who I am? I love myself. I feel good about who I am and the choices I'm making in my life. I want you to have that feeling. And you're going to have to give it to yourself. It's going to take time. It's going to take stillness. It's going to take making different decisions and then behaving differently. It's going to take some faith. You're going to have to believe it before you see it. That belief is what will make you declare it is done. I was calling myself an entrepreneur long before I was actually an entrepreneur. I call myself stuff long before it takes root, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. All right, so I want you, I told all of you in the invitation for this hangout to come with a hand mirror, come with a small bowl of water, and I want you to do some mirror work, because here's the thing that I learned, and I learned this going through Queen Afua's book, Sacred Woman. In in one of the gateways, you actually have to do some mirror work. And you look at yourself, you look at your yoni, and you look deeply into spaces of you that holds a lot of information. You ever heard the eyes are the window to the soul? And when I did the yoni mirror work and looked at my yoni, and for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, that's your vagina. When I looked at her with her glorious self and had a conversation, I didn't realize all of the imprints I had in my subconscious mind about my body and my femininity and my sexuality and just what I look like, right? So these are the types of layers that I walk through with you. These are the types of things we're going to dive deeply into during Elevation Weekend, because I want you to leave that experience 100%. The world needs it. The world needs you at 100% because you are a gift to the planet. So grab your hand mirrors. Grab your hand mirrors. And I actually use a sacred hand mirror that I keep on my altar. I have sacred space in my home. And it's a beautiful decorated hand mirror. It has my aunt, who is archetype in the Kemetic spiritual systems. She represents divine order, righteousness. She has these 41 laws of Ma'at that you can live according to keep your life in order, keep your house in order, right? And so I have this beautiful hand mirror. It's a Ma'at hand mirror, and it's a sacred mirror that when I know that I'm doubting myself, being hard on myself, I go to my sacred space and I connect and I just look at myself. So grab your mirrors, and what you want to do in this exercise is you want to close your eyes while you have your hand mirror in your hand. You want to take a deep breath. Go, And you want to open your eyes and just look at you. Don't glance at yourself. Like, really take a good look at yourself. Look at your nose, look at your eyes. Look deeply into your eyes. What do you really see? What's going on in you that you're not talking about, that you're trying to mask and hide? What's really going on with you? How are you doing? Just take a moment and become present with what's going on inside of you, with what you see on your face. Don't judge it. Just become present to it. Become aware. What is going on with you? What do you see? And breathe. Take another breath. And I'm going to hold space for this. So you might find yourself getting uncomfortable, but just be present. Show up for yourself in this moment. Look at you. What is going on within you? And just let that information come. Don't judge it. Don't start thinking about an action plan for it yet. Just become aware. I remember the first time I did this, I got deeply emotional. I began to weep. If that's you, let the tears flow. What are you hiding? What are you not being attentive to that you're seeing on your face in this moment? What do you need? Let your eyes tell you. Let what you're seeing in that mirror be the evidence of what needs to happen next in your life. And just breathe. Become fully present. Take a deep breath, go. Take another deep breath, go. How's the sound of the heart? All right, relax, relax, my sisters. Relax. Put the mirror down. Grab your pen and paper. And I want you to write down some of the information that came to you. Some of you may have gotten a lot of information. Some of you may have gotten little. Some of you may feel like you need more time with this exercise, and I encourage you to take it. But write down what came to you. Okay? And with that small bowl of water, I want you to offer a prayer. And, you know, in the ancient world, the practice of washing your hands was deeply spiritual. You weren't just washing your hands for germ purposes. You were washing stuff off of you that you no longer need. So in that small bowl of water, I want you to wash your hands. Your hands are the instrument that you use day in and day out to be functional. Grab things, write things down, drive, right? There are some things that you're doing in your life that no longer serve a purpose for your highest good. And you're using these instruments to go to that job you really don't need to be going to, or to do this over here, to eat that double cheeseburger, or whatever you're doing, right? It's time to wash your hands of whatever is going on that you saw in your face that would have you show up in life doing things that you know don't serve you well. So take your hands. We're going to say a prayer of release, and we're going to let that water take it. And you're going to pour it on the earth. You're going to get up out your little cozy bed or wherever you're at, and you're going to throw that on the ground outside. You're going to give it to Mama Earth and let it go. Don't put it in a house plant. Get it up out of your house, out of your sacred space. Give it to the earth and be done with these things. So, bring your hands together. Let's say our prayer of release. After we are done praying, I want you to take your hands in that glass bowl of water and just let that water rinse over your hands, and take that water straight outside after we conclude the hangout and let it go. So let's say our prayer. To the Most High, to whoever it is you ascribe to, my sisters, we thank you for the opportunity to come together and elevate. We thank you for the opportunity to recognize that everything we need is within us. We don't have to worry. We don't have to be scared. We don't have to minimize our greatness another day of our lives. In this moment, we affirm the truth that we are powerful beyond measure, and everything in our lives that has kept us from standing in our full stature as your divine vessel on this planet, we release and let it go. Every story that we have been telling that has kept us stuck and stagnant and procrastinating around our dreams, we release it even now. And we call in something higher. We call in more love, more joy, more peace, more clarity of our purpose and who we are and why we are here. And we will live according to our truth. We will do what is necessary to move forward. Be whole. Be healed. Repeat after me, my sisters. I am healed. I am whole. I am powerful beyond measure. I know who I am. I accept myself just as I am. And so it is. Go ahead and rinse your hands off on that bowl of water. And after we end this hangout, go ahead and put that on the earth. Let it go. Here is the truth. Gratitude is the vehicle to expedited manifestation. You may not feel any different than how you came on the Hangout. But thank God you are not your feelings. It's not about how you feel. It's about what you choose to align with as your truth. And when given the opportunity to choose wholeness, don't you let anything get in your way. Trust this process. You will see miracles. Our last hangout that we did in preparation for Elevation Weekend, I cannot tell you how many emails and messages I got from sisters who were on the live event or the recording saying, I did the ritual in the hangout and immediately saw some miracles in my life. Yes, it can be this simple. Why does it have to be hard? All right, so again, I'm not just having these conversations with you just because I love you and adore you, although I do. These conversations are to prepare you for August 11th to August 14th. MyElevationWeekend.com. You want to be in the room. You want to secure your spot early. You can secure your spot for $300. All right? And then you can do a payment plan for your remaining balance. Or if you're flexing and you're really abundant and blessed and you are calling in all of that money, you can also just purchase it in full. Wherever you fall within that is just as powerful. But if you know that you have a desire to be there, no matter where you are in the world, you can have what you want if you see it for yourself. So I can't wait to see all of you beautiful sisters there. It is going to be life-changing. I just went out to the facility. We have this beautiful retreat center just last weekend or the weekend before. My calendars, if that's that mommy brain kicking in. But either way, I was just out there recently walking the labyrinth that they have on the grounds and just praying and just the energy. Oh my God, there's a portal at this retreat center that we're going to be at. I can't wait for y'all to experience it, connect with it, make beautiful connections. MyElevationWeekend.com. We got a few minutes left before I wrap up. And I know some of y'all joined live because you wanted to interact and engage with me. There's a little microphone icon over your face. If you want to unmute yourself and just say, hey, Tama, I'm here. Or if you have any questions for me, you want to share what insights you gained from this hangout tonight, don't be shy. I love to connect and hear from you. There's also a Q&A box that Google Hangout provides that you can use to ask me questions for those of you who may not be connecting where you can show your face or let me hear your voice. And then after this recording, you can always come back to YouTube and ask questions or share feedback. If you were blessed by anything that I said tonight, anything that we did tonight, I want you to go to myelevationweekend.com, scroll all the way down, and there's an area where you can leave comments about the hangout, about what you took away from the night. I'll get a notification that you said something about what you got from tonight's conversation, and I will respond back to you. I love to interact with you that way. And so don't be shy. If something blessed you, really resonated with you tonight, go ahead to myelevationweekend.com, scroll all the way down the page, and you'll be able to read what some other sisters have already posted there as well and interact with some of them as well. So I hope y'all are feeling good. Don't forget, take that water outside. Don't be leaving it on the nightstand or wherever you at. Take it outside. Put it on the earth. Don't just put it on the sidewalk. Find some grass. Find something somewhere where you can release and let it go. That's what we call libations. In the hood, they used to call it pouring a 40 for their homies. But I think somebody unmuted. Were you trying to come through? Ebony? Did you have something you wanted to say? If you are talking, I can't hear you. You're not muted, though. All right. For some reason, I couldn't hear you, my love. It says you're muted now. Or maybe you unmuted by accident. Either way, I have always, like always, enjoyed our time together tonight. I'm going to get back to baby girl and finish celebrating my birthday festivities. And I hope this blessed you. You're more than welcome to share this hangout with others. And I can't wait to see you at myelevationweekend.com. I can't wait to see you August 11th through the 14th. It's going to be life changing. It's going to be powerful. Have a good night. Peace.